closer to the action with KFAN. Breaking sports news, exclusive contests, and more. Follow at KFAN 1003 on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X to stay connected.
Legendary one has arrived.
Yeah.
Look at you. Aren't you something?
I really am.
What do you think of the Knickerbockers now? That's a hell of a...
I loved every minute of it.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah. I loved the whole thing. I loved the whole...
You love New York.
I do. I think it's...
Except the Yankees. You hate the Yankees.
I'm not a big Yankee fan. I mean, I've had my, obviously issues with them, but I love the city. I love it a lot. I mean, my mom was born there in Brooklyn, so I've always felt a kinship with the city and melting pot.
Corleone families from there?
Are they? I guess they probably are. Well, lots of families are from there.
Yeah.
If you watch The Godfather, I mean, it's one of your favorite movies. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole thing I thought was really pretty cool, the way everybody was celebrating. And I know they got the big parade on Thursday down, the Canyon, what they call it, Canyon Road.
The only thing I didn't like about it was that they are from New York. Because I don't like anything about New York. See, I'm the opposite of you. I wanted Bodega Cat to win, but I don't like New York. So I didn't want a New York-based team.
You don't like New York at all?
No, why would I?
I don't know. You're just
asphalt jungle, 12 million people.
You're just a cul-de-sac boy from the Twin Cities.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I've lived in a lot of small towns.
I know you have, but I
grew up on the tough side.
No, I understand that. I mean, I just don't know.
Have I ever done my Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone impression for you?
I think you may have. Oh, you're doing it right now. There goes the Kleenex in the mouth.
It's a napkin.
Napkin, sorry.
I going off. I couldn't refuse.
That's kind of pretty similar to what
exactly what I feel.
Brando got millions for.
I could have played the part of a lonely heart. The wretched life of a lonely heart.
They've been repeating that.
Where does that line come from? The wretched life of a lonely heart.
Probably from some movie before I was born.
No, it was from a song that we play all the time as bumper music. Or used to play bumper music.
Yeah, right. Back in the day.
Back on the Chain Gang by the... Anyway, you loved every minute of it.
Well, it was... You could just see the Spurs slowly drip, 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 not being ready for the moment in the fourth quarter. I mean, they, in all intents and purposes, lost the series when they blew the 29-point lead in New York, and they had another lead as they did pretty much the whole time in the early parts of the game, and as things started falling apart, they really fell apart, and it wasn't just one player; it was all of them. And the Knicks just had the composure, the experience, and I think the mindset that we're gonna close this thing out here. We're not going to have to go back to New York, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, it just seemed like I think even Mitch John, the coach, even said they weren't ready for prime time. They as good as they were, and they had to beat OKC, especially on the road in Game 7. They met their match in New York. I don't, however you want to describe it. I don't think this is the beginning of a dynasty in for the Knicks. We've seen that we've had 8 different champs in 8 different years or something. Is it 8 or 9? And I'm sure that another team might be one of the, it could be San Antonio next year. It could be OKC. Maybe the Timberwolves. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that you're not going to have, I don't think people are looking at the Knicks going, well, this is like Golden State when they went on the run, or the Lakers or some other, it's just, there's too much, parity, which is great. I mean, it's great for the league. It's great for, even though,
is the league much different now than when Golden State did have a dynasty when they won 4 out of 8? I don't think it's changed that much, has it?
Well, I don't think it's changed that much, but I think just having...
They had a special group in Golden State.
They had a very special group, and I don't think that... I'm not saying the competition wasn't
Splash Brothers.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Draymond, Iguodala.
Yeah, that was just a great run they had, and now, they're out of bullets, basically. And now, they're going to announce, I think this summer sometime, they're going to announce 2 teams for expansion, and the Wolves are politicking to move to the Eastern Conference.
Are they really? Why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they feel I think from the
travel times.
Oh, yeah. No, they want to eat. They don't want to stand up to the Spurs.
Well, I don't know if
they don't want to stand up to the Thunder. I think a lot of it is what
Tennessee. I think just
a lot less 9:30 games.
Right, that whole thing.
Of course, that's what they're saying.
Well, you don't know. The problem, the balance of power changes a lot. Right now, the West does seem to have it, yet, we kept talking about it all year, much the way we talked about the Western Conference in the NHL. No one's going to beat Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota. These are the best of the best.
That's
Vegas.
what they were telling me. The people I trust were telling me that.
And how did that work out?
Yeah.
So both Eastern Conference teams that were kind of under the radar, if you want to call Carolina under the radar.
Because they had easier trips to get there.
Yeah, end up winning their respective championships. So much for that. So, let's move to the East where they...
Nothing's easy in the NHL, Tenby.
No.
You're right.
Nothing's easy in the NBA.
No, Philadelphia Flyers in second round is about as easy as it gets, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we can't help that. That was not their fault.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, so... I don't know how it's all going to wash out, but yeah, I mean, now the fun part begins and seeing all the trade rumors and how all that's going to wash out, where Giannis is going to end up, and not here, but
how do you know?
I don't know 100%, but I think there's a very small chance they're going to be able to put the pieces together to get him here.
Are you been talking to people, your sources?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lexus guy? That's your source?
No.
Oh.
He's got a lot.
He's your source for tickets.
Leave it at that. Yeah. I mean, he knows what's going on a little bit.
He does.
He's had a few conversations with A-Rod about...
How about TSR guy?
TSR. I've never had a conversation with him.
He's tied in with the Wolves.
He is. Yeah, they got some heavy sponsors over there. They have to.
How about
who's left?
How about the guy that used to have the rolled up program all the time? Where'd he go? Remember, he used to be on the end row. He was there for 10, 15
years.
years.
In 2000, whatever. Even before that.
Do you think he just finally gave up?
Well, I think he came. Bill was something or other. I think he came back once during one of the runs they had.
Boy, what a glutton for punishment! Money he's paying for those tickets to watch that terrible team.
Well, when they were really bad, he stay in the crouch position in that first row and just rolling up that program and smacking it off the floor, minute after minute, to watch Kurt Rambis coach this team. That was dedication. I was at too many of those games. My goodness. Yeah, they were bad. But yeah.
You were there in that cushy media section that's not going to be there anymore, huh?
Well, they had a different media section at that time.
Yeah. But now,
I don't know what's going to happen.
You're telling me that there's not going to be any media section other than
there's going to be a media section.
Skybox.
Yeah, that's
where you can see the game up there when it's not a cloudy day. If it's a cloudy day, you can't see the court.
Well, as I mentioned, I think they've already moved the broadcasting partners up there. So I mean, at least the radio guys. Jimmy Pete was up there with Alan Horton, so I don't know what's going to... Not
a way up.
No. But, it's much the way...
Would you go to a Timberwolves game with a media pass if you have to go way up to the top? Be honest.
What do you mean, way up to the top?
Up to the press box, the hockey press box up on top.
Wait, at Target Center?
Yeah. You'd never go to another game.
Well,
I'm saying if that's where they put the media, if they just decided there's no more courts...
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't go up there. Have you ever been up there?
Yeah, of course I've been up there. You're talking about the second night. You're not talking about...
No, I'm talking about way up at the very top. You see, you don't even know it exists. At the very top of Target Center, at the very, very top, there's a press box up there. I've sat up there before. Yeah. Game's a rumor.
Well, it is.
If they said from now on that's where media's going to be, unless you're a beat writer, you're an everyday reporter.
Right.
Other than that, if you come as
probably
Mark
not many. No.
You wouldn't go to any.
No, I mean...
Just say you would, because you wouldn't go up there.
No, I don't want to sit up there.
You'd be exhausted just getting up to the top.
Yeah, I'm going to have enough of that trouble.
That explains why you don't go to Wild games.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to
that's where you got to sit. You got to sit up there in the high press box.
I actually like the press box at XL. See, the problem with...
It's Grand Casino Arena.
Okay. Grand Casino Arena. I've spent more time there than... I've been to a lot of games, a lot of seasons there. But at least there's a good vantage point up there. Target Center was built. That's why they're trying hard to get a new arena. Target Center was, especially the second deck, was built as an afterthought. David Stern told Marvin Harv, "You ain't got enough seats in here," so they had to build, and they built it in a way that players do look like little mice when you're up there that high.
Pieces to pieces. So it was not a well constructed arena, and now it's one of the oldest, most worn. Want to look at it that way. Whether or not they can get, they got to struggle. I mean, it's going to be tough to get
They're talking about City Center being like the target number A as far as getting a new arena built.
What about Arden Hills? Got plenty of room out there.
It's funny because that was part of the discussion when all this stuff was going on recently, and it still is going on with the Bears. They're going to end up in Hammond.
I take the Bears in Arden Hills.
Well,
it's a long commute.
It's a big commute. But not 30 miles out of Chicago.
It create a hell of a rivalry between the Vikings.
Yeah, it would. Well, I mean, Jets and Giants play at the same stadium, so
That's the one team I always did like, Broadway Joe and the New York Jets. That's the one New York team that I loved. When I was a kid, I loved Broadway Joe.
Well, you were that was kind of an they were the anti-establishment. Willie Joe was the anti-establishment. He was the rebel. He was, the long-haired hippie kind of, he was the guy who represented against the Baltimore Colts, the establishment.
He had the Fu Manchu.
Oh, he sure did.
He was part owner of Bachelor's 3.
Yeah, which until Roselle made him diverse his interest in it. But I mean, yeah, and from a quarterback standpoint, when we're fortunate enough to have been able to watch him play. He had one of the best motions of throwing a football of anyone I've ever seen. When he was healthy,
what a release!
Just incredible.
But his knees got all banged up from taking a beating.
Well,
they didn't protect the quarterback.
No, you can do anything you want to him. Whatever happened to Brett Favre in 2009, multiply that 100 times and what Joe Namath had to endure.
You know where Joe played his college ball?
Alabama.
Correct. Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide, Bear Bryant. Yeah.
He guaranteed a victory. Some guy for The Athletic who says he's been covering sports for 40 years and the New York teams for 30.
Yeah.
He declared this Knickerbockers team is the greatest New York sports team ever. And you could make that argument for, what they accomplished and the team they had. And he said, first of all, take out any Babe Ruth teams because they weren't integrated. And I can agree with that. Mm-hmm. He said, you could, the one New York team that won Yankees team that won 115 games back in whatever year that was, 90 something, whatever.
Yeah, they had some damn good Yankees teams.
They had some good Yankees teams. Giants teams are pretty good. The 9-7 club that, beat the undefeated New England Patriots. He also mentioned the Namath, but he said, well, you only have to win 2 games. I guess he meant some game. And then I would still say, if you're going to elevate Miracle on Ice to the one game
right.
as the greatest miracle, the greatest sports upset in history, I'd put the Jets a close second. Baltimore 100%. Was an 18-point favorite. Nobody gave them a chance. The Green Bay Packers in the first 2 big games destroyed Kansas City. They destroyed Oakland, and Baltimore was expected to destroy the Jets. And Joe Namath, and again, Namath didn't carve them up, but they put together 16 points, and Joe and Matt Snell were an integral part of winning that game. So I'm just telling you, I still think that Jets victory, that's the greatest New York team of all time.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Let's take a break and come back. More to get to with the legendary one. But Tenneby's got a keyword for us because we're going to try to put some money in your pocket here.
Yeah, some big money. The Fan has your chance to win $2,500. Just enter the keyword travel at KFAN.com now. That keyword is travel. Enter now at KFAN.com. Looking to score tickets to the biggest games and concerts in town? From Santana, the Doobie Brothers, 311, Snoop Dogg, and more. Your chance to win is waiting. Enter now at KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 pastime comedies, Tennessee. He's Mark Rosen. Bodega Cat wins a title. So he was with Minnesota, leaves, wins a title. Kevin Garnett was with the Wolves, leaves, wins a title. Kevin Love was with the Wolves, leaves, wins a title. Wiggins was with the Wolves, leaves, wins a title. Sam Darnold leaves, wins a big game championship. Big Pappy is released, just basically released. He wins the World Series and gets to the Hall of Fame. There's a common denominator here. Why do we let players that go on to bigger and better things to go to greatness, to get to the pinnacle of their sport? Why do we just let them walk all the time?
Because we're in flyover land, and this is who we are as a sports state. So, I mean, do you see a pattern here? I do. I mean,
I see a pattern. I do indeed.
Yeah. I mean, there's reasons for all of them. You could make an argument on the other side. Ortiz was hurt. Most teams, in fact, the vast majority of teams were not interested in David Ortiz. Until the Red Sox took a flyer on him because his wrist was mangled. That last series, I saw him play again. I was covering that series when the Twins played the Angels and the Rally Monkeys out in Anaheim. And, I don't think anyone was looking at David Ortiz as saying, oh, man, I mean, but there was, the other part of it that we've talked about, that the Twins wanted him to hit to the opposite field and they want, all the rest of that stuff. But the Red Sox, made a pretty good call on signing him, I would say. The Garnett thing, we know that, it was like he gave it his all here. It was like, I can't win here.
Sort of like the former Lions quarterback. Why can't I think of his name? Stafford.
Yeah, Matty Stafford.
He'd done everything he could for Detroit. Detroit basically said, we need to let you win somewhere else. And, we can get a boatload of draft picks for you, too. So it helped both teams. The same thing with the Garnett thing.
What makes it smart all the more is that had one of those Minnesota teams had won a championship, other than the Twins, obviously, going back to 91, it'd be a lot easier to go, well, that's sports, it's big business, it's big bucks, players can kind of maneuver their way out of different situations. That happens all the time, and just that we have a track record that sort of speaks for itself here, other than the Twins winning, way back when, just haven't been able to cash in and having those opportunities flying out the window. And I think the Darnold one, I think arguably hurt more than Big Meow, Bodega Cat, as you like to call him, because of the situation at the quarterback position that the Vikings had, and they misjudged that year in terms of J.J. McCarthy's readiness and the rest of it was going on, and what it's go through that whole cycle of thinking that they had. And good for Sam Darnold. He cashed in big time, not only from a contractual standpoint, but obviously getting a ring. So, yeah, can't deny the facts. They're there in black and white.
So, with the Wolves as they are currently comprised, you could run that back. They'd be a good team.
Yeah.
I don't know if that, again, there were injuries that hurt the team, especially Ant. Ant was not 100%. I don't know if he was at 85 and given 110 or he was 75, but he was not. And then losing DiVincenzo when they did was obviously, that was devastating.
Yeah.
Because he's, he was having a career year from what I understand. So.
And durable as hell. He played in all the games. Yeah.
But now, most people say, look, Connolly's not going to sit on his hands here. But then what does he do? Does he go for Antetokounmpo? Does he go for Kyrie Irving? Or do they try to find other pieces? Like Suan wrote today about, you look at the Knicks and how their roster's made up. They got Brunson, and then they don't really, Big Meow is the closest thing to a superstar. After that, it's just a lot of good pieces. Yeah. He took less money. Let's face it, that had a lot to do with it. And I don't know if he can do it that way. The Wolves apparently, the one guy that other than Ant that's untouchable that you would think is McDaniels. They do not. He's such a good wing player. He can play offense and defense, and they want to keep Nas. So I don't know what you do and what other pieces you get. I don't know what it is.
I try to answer that, but it's easier for the Wolves, I think, and fans to look at the Knicks and say we can model ourselves after that team as opposed to looking at OKC and the Spurs when they got, young, high-end talent with SGA and even Chet Holmgren at OKC, and then the plethora of young guards, and with Wemby at San Antonio going, plus all the draft picks that OKC has, and saying, well, how are we going to compete against that when they have youth and talent and draft picks on their side? The Knicks, you look at them and go, well, we kind of have a roster that's kind of built like that, and that's not going to be the same. I mean, I'm intrigued by the discussions, and I understand how polarizing he can be, but the Ja Morant situation, and people go, wait, we want that guy on our team? Maybe. I mean, I don't. I mean, he's coming off an injury, and he's coming off some other. I think he's hopefully got his personal life straightened out and some of the ridiculous things he's done off the court. But he's younger than Kyrie, obviously, and has got some skills that would really make this team go, I think, in a different way if he's got his head together. I think the guard position is the most important one that they have to go get right now. Dante, unfortunately, is not going to be back for, I don't know, I'm sure he's doing his best, working out like crazy, but you come back from torn Achilles as late in the year as he got it. He's going to miss most of the regular season next year. So, I think Randall, there's no doubt the roster's not going to look like it did at the end of the year. Whether it's Gobert, a combination of Gobert and Julius gone, and or another player or two. The one players I think they're kind of the untouchable, obviously, besides Ant. I think the young kid, the Berenger kid is he's only 19. We talk about Wemby being 22. We don't know what his upside is going to be, but they like him a lot, and he's got that ability, that multi-skilled ability to do a lot of things on the court. But it's probably going to take him a few more years to kind of be that guy. But yeah, they're gonna change things up, and you got to believe that Connolly, got as much of this figured out as possible to know the salary structure and what they need to take that next step, because they're staring at those two teams in particular, OKC and San Antonio, going, how are we going to catch up to them to get out of the West, even to put yourself in a position to play a team like the Knicks in the NBA finals, but that's a ways away. And they've been good. They've been damn good, but they just haven't been good enough.
Chad Abbott is currently working on media credential requests for me, Ping Guy, Greg Warren, Jeff Lamont for KPMG, PGA, LPGA, PGA Championship. Yeah. And he needed some,
right,
cell phone numbers and some email addresses for Paul and Craig. And I sent them to him, and he says, "Are you actually texting me during your live show?" And I said, "Yes." Rosen is rambling, because you were just rambling. It was easy. I knew I can take care of this. I can text Abbott because you're going to go on. I knew your answer would be a good 4 minutes.
Well,
and that's a good answer. I know. I'm not ripping it. I'm just saying I knew that with you going on and on and on and on, it would be a perfect time.
Well, you have no idea what I've been able to accomplish when you go into one of your dissertations. I've gotten food orders done, menu, my shopping at Kowalski's.
Well, you practically live there. What do you mean you shop there? You live there.
And then practically do.
How have you started those cooking classes yet?
I have not. No, I got a lot on my plate right now.
And by the way, when I told Abbott that if you had a ride from where you live downtown to here every day after your knee surgery, you would be able to come in, because you need someone to. And he said, I said I volunteered him, and he said he's busy Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays between noon and 3. Isn't that funny? He doesn't want to help you or the show out. You make the show better.
It's his show. He's the program director.
So now, instead of just 2 hours of me, he's going to on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He's going to get 3 hours. We'll see what he thinks of that.
Oh boy.
We'll take a break and come back with one more segment to go here with Common 10 and B and Mark Rosen right here on The Fan.
It's Mark Rosen.
Couple 13-14 pastime Common. He's 10 to be Mark Rosen here as well. Byron Buxton quietly, and I say quietly only because I'm not paying as close attention as I once did, is right now in second place for most home runs in Major League Baseball with 23. He had a really nice season last year, and he played most of the season. I think was he 140-plus games, I think? I don't recall exactly.
Waiting for it, yeah.
And then this year he's missed some, but he's played in most of the games, and he's like a fine wine. He's getting better with age, it seems like to me. Your thoughts?
Well, and we've all been waiting and waiting with the talent and where he was drafted, and we know his ups and downs and the injuries, and he's not alone in Major League Baseball going through it. And a lot of it, how many discussions have we had on the show about the self-inflicted nature of Byron, you don't have to smash into the wall every time you try to make one of those catches, against the center field wall. You want to protect your health. I mean, I understand, you want to make every catch. Once in a while, you just have to be smart about it. If it bounces off the wall, no one's going to accuse you. I don't think many people or baseball fans accuse you of dogging it. But, his instincts take over, and that's how he's gotten hurt a lot of times. And little pesky injuries and running out in the bases, and, the Royce Lewis situation as well. But at his age right now and doing the things he's doing, and thankfully he has said at least that he wants to be a Twin for life. And given the state of their ownership and the talent, in particular the pitching staff, it's a refreshing thing to say. Well, Buxton's not want to get himself out of Minnesota as quickly as possible. So in the meantime, he's having a hell of a year. I mean, I think last night he hit second in the lineup and did hit a home run, and the Twins did win 4-2, and they actually did get some really good pitching against the Rangers from their starter, who I have no idea who he is.
You're starting to like this club a little bit, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you see these guys that come out in the bullpen, and you go, Taylor Rogers.
Last night, 13 hitters and only one hit. The bullpen, it just took them a while to get warmed up.
Yeah, I mean, Rogers, we know Taylor Rogers, then a guy named Morris, then Orze, and then Gomez, finished up in the game. And they're just throwing bodies out there. They had a nice game last night. I saw some of it. I did watch a little bit of it last night.
You did?
Yeah, I had it on for a little bit. I was flipping around.
Socks, paint, asphalt.
Well, I got all that done early. I had the afternoon free, so I got a lot of that stuff done early on. So I mean, I was trying to watch a little bit of the Lynx. I couldn't find them anywhere. I couldn't find them on TV.
How about that club?
They had like 6 players in double figures last night. I know they had that tremendous game against Las Vegas and lost the other day, but like people saying, it's a preview of the final.
You think so?
Well, it might be.
We'll see him again, is what you're saying.
Well, and then keep in mind, Nafisa's not back yet. She's getting close, and I'm not saying they're unbeatable with Collier back, but damn near close. Given the MVP type of year that Olivia Miles is having as a rookie, I mean, they're going to be really tough out with the balance they have and Cheryl
We'll see him again with the stakes a lot higher.
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of Vegas,
bring it on.
It'll be at the no limit table.
I like your thought.
Oh yeah,
that headline writes itself.
Oh, it's all there ready.
But yeah, I mean, we're in that period of time right now where now that NHL's done, NBA is done. The Vikings are done with their OTAs and minicamp. They're going to be absent until end of July, middle of July, whenever they report to camp. You got World Cup soccer, which is
how about that upset? Spain plays to a 0-0 draw with Ponte Vedra Beach. Who did they play? Tenerife? Was that Ponte Vedra Beach?
Verde?
Yeah.
But I do with Verde, whatever.
I actually watched some of that. It was as if the pitch, as we like to call it, was completely tilted. I mean, and
their goalie was standing on his head, literally and figuratively.
Well, he was, but also, what's the name of the team? Cape Verde or whatever. They almost scored at the end of the game to win it. They had a chance on the last 5 minutes of the match.
That game is being compared to Miracle on Ice. They say for that team, that country, is it a country or is it just a territory?
I don't know.
It's their first ever World Cup.
Yeah. Their fans are going crazy.
The team is the entire population of that country. There's nobody else that lives there except the members of the team. And they gave Spain, one of the top teams, everything they wanted. It's hard for me to go upset when nobody wins. When it's 0-0,
you have to, if you understand, what goes on in the World Cup,
and I don't, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you have, like, the U.S. is playing Australia in their next game on Friday. And if it ends in a 1-1 tie or 2-2 tie, that's the way you get 1 point for a tie, you get 3 points for a win.
Do they think they're the National Hockey League now?
Well, but the thing is, you don't have overtime, you don't have penalty kicks until the next round. The first round, you're just vying to move on, and then it gets a lot more interesting, because you can't, if it's 1-1, then you keep playing at overtime, and then eventually, even in the championship, you end up with PKs. What you're saying is
once they get out of pool play, the stakes are high, and so am I. It's in the air tonight.
It's in the air tonight. I mean, I know that there were a lot of conversations about they're having trouble selling tickets, and man, every game I've watched so far, the stands look pretty full to me. I mean, I know they've been playing all over the states, and
you know what those people are in the stands?
What are they, mannequins?
They're basically the same thing. They're NPCs, non-playable characters.
Is that what they are?
Have you ever heard of a non-playable character?
I have no context.
It's in video games.
Oh, okay.
So there's characters in the video game that they're non-playable. So
that's what they are.
Much of the Vikings defense is an NPA non-playable character.
They're chairs.
They're just chairs, is what they are. Yeah. Non-playable characters.
Well, my son was in town over the weekend. He's a big fan, so we were watching a little bit of it, trying to catch a match or two. And at least, again, we're getting back to what the discussion points were, at least in this otherwise kind of dearth of really big
Meat Sauce is a non-playable character. He's an NPC.
Oh, I understand.
Did you ever listen to the morning show?
Yeah, I have.
He's a non-playable character.
Yes.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. I just cheap shot Meat Sauce out of nowhere for no reason. Envy and jealousy. I was Meat Sauce before he was Meat Sauce.
It's very true.
So you were saying you were trying to watch games?
No, I mean, I'm just saying it does have it's a diversion aspect, and there are a lot of fans that are watching. There are a lot of people that are getting into it, and I think more and more, especially if the U.S. does have some success and gets, they'll hopefully get out of their round and move on, and the competition's going to get a lot stiffer for them. They're not favored. They got some talent up, and they're strikers. They're the young kid who scored the goal, and they have some good players. They're just not, on paper, and they're not on the caliber of some of the teams you just mentioned. I mean, France, Portugal.
Generally
Spain.
speaking, when Cape Verde or whatever they are can get 11 guys to work that well together, they overthrow the government.
That's very good.
Thanks. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. So but the Twins were. This is where we are right now. It's middle of June, and take a deep breath. Go enjoy life. Get outside.
Yeah, I'm not much of a. It's okay. Deuce wrangled me into watching. Germany played another Ponte Verde test, another sacrificial lamb. And it was 1-1. Yeah. And Deuce is going, this would be the equivalent of Miracle on Ice with World Cup. That's how much it was. So I tune in. Right. Next thing I know, it's a 7-1 run.
I saw that. I didn't see any of the game.
There goes your miracle.
7 goals.
Yeah, so that was that. So I don't know.
Well, you got plenty of time.
I don't hate soccer. I've said that before. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys that I hate soccer. I watch some Deuce played soccer.
Oh, you and me both.
I got a worn out lawn chair to prove it too.
I'll raise my hand. My son was a goalkeeper.
Mine was too. I became a veteran where when I first started, I came without a chair. Then all of a sudden you go,
oh no.
Everybody's got a chair, and then all of a sudden you go,
you're standing up for.
So I would go to the game, and I have no chair, and I look around and I go, God, everybody's got a chair. I think maybe that's the thing. So I go get a lawn chair. Right. But then I notice I don't have a real lawn chair. You got to have one of those that's made out of canvas. It's got the cup holder and it sits back. Absolutely. So then I got that. Then all of a sudden I go, well, I got to get the real one now, the one that's got the footstool that comes up. And then you can get the really great one. You can get the one it's canvas. It's got the cup holders. It's got where you can your feet, and then it's got a sunshade, so you flip that thing up. That's basically.
I got one of those.
That's like the BMW.
It's a rocker.
Yeah, that's the BMW of lawn chairs. And when you first start going, I had no idea. I say, I came with nothing.
Stand up, sit in the grass.
Next thing if matter of fact, if Deuce would have played another year, I would have pitched a tent. That's what I would have done. Yeah, because.
Yeah, it's not the most. My son played nothing but soccer. He was on Minnesota United teams and played goalkeeper, and had a big leg and all that. He could play. He's 6'6", so he could play the position pretty well, but not the most, from a parent standpoint, not the most exciting thing to watch.
And then in one of Deuce's years, they had one of the moms. I think it's far enough removed. I don't know her name, but she would scream over and over again. Because their uniforms are blue. Let's go blue. With a loud, shrill voice over and over. And she'd go, let's go blue. Let's go blue.
Drive you crazy.
Let's go blue. Let's go blue. that often, over and over and over. You think I'm repetitive.
Oh, wait till they bring out the cowbells at hockey.
Oh, it was just, I wanted to say, well, what I had to do, seriously, I would leave the family section and go down to the very end of the field so I could, instead of hearing, let's go blue, let's go blue, I heard, let's go blue.
It stays with you, Joe. You're right. Those moments, they're not moments. Yeah, it's a symphony of annoyance. What it is.
You're getting ripped. Is Rosen pretending to know anything about the World Cup? See, they're acting like
in terms of what? I don't know. I'm not an expert on it.
I'm not either.
I just gave you the basic scoring system.
Why are people trying to attack you?
I just talked about some of the better teams, and the U.S. is not regarded as a powerhouse. We've known that.
We're 17. We're ranked 17 out of 48.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where they belong, and maybe they'll surprise everybody.
Why?
I didn't see him an expert.
Why don't we produce better soccer players?
I think a lot of it, the guy, I interviewed an author who did this book called Relegated, which has to do with the European system of when you lose, if you're in the Premier League and you lose X number of games,
you get kicked to the minor leagues.
And it costs the town, the players, tons of money. It's as if the Twins, use them as an example,
would become a AAA club.
They'd be in AAA this year. That's where.
Well, they already are.
They kind of are, but that would be the equivalent. And the U.S., according to the author of this book, was talking about how, we've kind of priced ourselves out. We charge a lot of money. We charge money for these kids to get better and better and better. And I think that the financial part of it hasn't helped develop some of the better players. And a lot of our better players that are on the U.S. team right now are playing in Europe during most of the year.
Okay.
They're not here. They're not playing Minnesota United. They're playing Premier League. And if they are, that's a feather in their cap. That shows you how far they've come. But those are a few individuals who are able to do that.
Is it fair to say soccer is the most popular sport in the world?
100%.
Right? And
this is the biggest sporting event in the world. Not even close.
In most of those countries, is this accurate? That it is an inexpensive sport. Yeah. All you need is a ball. I mean, you don't even, you know what I mean?
Field, yeah.
Really in a field to play on. It's not like hockey, equipment, pads, rink, this, that, golf, same thing, baseball, football, basketball, all of these sports you need, there's so much cost to it so in some of these third world countries where is it the GNP, gross national product, is similar to meat sauce's IQ, 0.
You keep going after meat sauce.
It's an inexpensive sport to play.
Well, the equivalent of Tana knows, we call hockey players who go out there and just play. We call them rink rats. Well, that's kind of what they are in football, in soccer. I mean, they play the game, in a lot of different fashions where they don't have all that organized stuff going on early in their careers, and they develop a skill set that isn't taught so much. And some of the better players that played hockey in our state, they've been playing. They play until the lights go out, in the middle of the night, and then not without coaching supervision and not all this organized stuff. They're just playing the game.
Well, let me add to this, just as someone who now has kids at that age that play soccer.
Right.
To me, there's two options for playing soccer in our state. There's NSSA, which is year-round, or there's Park and Rec, which is a 6-week season in which you get one practice a week and you play 6 Saturdays, right? And there's no middle ground. The year-round soccer does not work for our family because we want to play other sports. We want to play hockey. We want to play baseball. We want to play flag football, right? So we can't do NSSA because it would, at an early age, is negating you from playing other sports. And frankly, the Park and Rec is it's not enough. I would like to have a middle ground. There is no middle ground. If you're going to do the NSSA, it's basically like it's not a community-based system anymore, right? Like you're not representing Woodbury. You're not representing Shoreview. It's more like AAA hockey. And I think when you do have year-round soccer as early as you do, if you want to play soccer, you got to be playing year-round. You're now reducing some of the good athletes who would want to play because they want to play other sports.
Right.
A lot of the guys, your best athletes. So that would be my take on it from what I've seen with my kids.
Here's another. Now, when Deuce was playing, we got him into, I was told you got to get him into, I don't know, some guys soccer league, all these, I think what happens in a lot of these sports, and I know it just happens in soccer, guys played soccer, weren't good enough to go pro, and they want to make a living coaching soccer. So they start their own teams of their own organizations, induced during something like called the Intergalactic League, or so I don't know what it was. And they said, well, they had a really good girls team. And the boys team, well, we're just getting started. We're going to keep getting players. And so the summer started, and they just kept scrimmaging, not getting more players. And I started getting annoyed because Deuce isn't playing any games at all. And I went up to the coaches. I said, why are you not getting any game? Well, are we not playing? This has been a month now, and all they've done is practice. The girls have been playing 2-3 nights a week. Well, we're still working on it. They weren't working on it. What they did was they just wanted to make money, so they got suckers like me that thought they were going to build up some kind of they had like 6 or 8 boys on the team, and that's all. He wasted a year of soccer playing for that organization.
That's too bad. Yeah.
It pissed me off.
No, I understand that. There's
a lot of money grabs in youth sports these days. You got to be careful with it.
That was
They're
a money
all over.
grab is what that was. Now here's a.
I heard that Intergalactic League was out of this world.
Yeah, and I was out of my mind for signing them up for it. This one says. He says this is what his wife does when she's at a game. She says over and over again, box out, box out, box out. He says no matter what's going on with the game or who has possession, it's box out, box out. Here's another that says, would Rosen rather have let's go blue, let's go blue, let's go blue lady behind him or emphysema guy behind him at his son's soccer game? Which one?
Well, given the fact that the emphysema guy was at a play I was at the Guthrie, I would say let's go blue. I can walk away from let's go blue a little bit like you did. I couldn't walk away from emphysema guy.
Think about it.
Yeah, that was
poor guy got emphysema is trying to enjoy a play.
That was a Larry David moment. I wanted to, just move him out of the way.
For AAA hockey, it depends on the team you're on for how many practices a week. My daughter is on the ice 3 to 4 nights a week for summer hockey.
I believe it. Yeah, I mean.
Basketball for Pete was year round. It was as soon as the high school year ended, as soon as it ended, AAU started. And AAU went all season long. Yeah. There may have been a short break after AAU, and then it was back to high school practices and tryouts, and then it was year round. There was training, and there's this, and there's that, and top 250 you go play for so that maybe colleges can see you. It's big business, as we know.
It is a big business. And now, when they get to be of a certain age, obviously there are tapes on all these players so the coaches can see them. They don't used to have to go scout these kids in person to say, well, I heard there's a kid that's playing whatever.
They put their own tapes together. Yeah,
that's
Baby
what I'm
Brother
saying.
Peter had one from that top 250.
Think about it.
They put it together for you, and it's this highlight package, and you watch it. Pete looked like Brunson, for crying out loud. He couldn't do anything wrong. Right. They don't include any of the turnovers or any of the misses, but maybe it's like you go, God, this kid's
got something.
He's like Jordan, for crying out loud. That's how they look, and so I get that. But,
Well, cottage industry now, putting together tapes.
So you go under the knife next week?
Monday. Yeah, I have lots of discussions with all the, oh my God, the regulations about what I have to stop taking, when I have to stop eating and doing this. I'm just
do me a favor. Make sure they took in black magic marker
on the right knee.
On the right knee.
Oh, the doctor has to autograph
correct knee, you should say.
The correct knee.
Not right knee.
Well,
correct
actually,
knee.
it is my right knee.
Okay.
It is his right knee.
He's already had my left knee done, so yeah, it'll be fun. I'm ready to go.
Will it?
No. I'll be ready, though.
We'll see you tomorrow, too, right?
I will be here. Thank you, sir.
Would you rather go through knee surgery or see Common on Tuesday?
That's not a fair question.
Hard pass.
Tenneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit. We're back tomorrow at 12 noon. Also tomorrow, 2 o'clock, Mark Rosen, and it'll be time for Rock Talk and Rock Rank with